So that's fun. Lots of good stories, but I think we've got two more girls coming in.
Woo! Going.
Thanks, Claudia, for reminding us of could quit telling stories and get our next few amazing Arnold Fitness International athletes on the set. Who have we got, Whitney?
All right, we've got two amazing, incredible ladies. We've got a newbie in regards to her first Arnold US, and that is Shelley. So this is going to be exciting. She just competed at the Olympia. She was 5th at Olympia just this past December. So she's gearing up. She's ready to hit this stage and show the Arnold US what she's got coming. And then, of course, we have one of the OGs, my girl, Tamara, who's she is literally like a veteran of the sport because she's incredible. A mama. She's graced the Olympia stage, Arnold stages. So she knows what to expect. And she also, last year at the Arnold, placed 5th. So she's one to watch. But welcome, both of you girls. We're happy to have you on this podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for joining the 𝗦𝗽cie Brant Show. I'm so excited to get to see you both.
Oh, yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, man, we are a week away. So I know time is so precious. So thank you for joining and just taking some time out to come and visit with us and share a little bit about what's going on a week away. So without any further ado, Shelley, will you please dive in and share with us who are you as a youngster and how did you end up on the stage and what year?
Well, shall I start from when I started my athletic career, which was 8 years old? I started doing gymnastics for the first time. And 6 months later, I ended up being on a competitive squad. So never expected that. Just wanted to do it for fun. I told my mom, I was like, look, I want to do that. And she was like, oh, okay, let's go. So I don't know. I had it in my head. I wanted to do that. I wanted to go upside down. I said to her, I just want to be upside down. So there we went and did that. So I did gymnastics to the age of 15. Then I went on, did acrobatics. Wasn't really feeling the acrobatics too much, but I thought, let me try that. And then it wasn't until I was at university, but I think you call it college. Am I right? I've been trying to catch up on the lingo here. I decided to do cheerleading, which is not very known over here, by the way. So I was like, oh, okay, isn't that American? But they were like, yeah, it's over here. So cool, join in. I was like, well, that's like gymnastics, so why not? So I ended up going to the Worlds in cheerleading, representing the UK in 2015. And then I retired after that. But in the meantime, I had my daughter. So I had her in 2013. And after I had the say-so to go back into sport, which was actually 6 weeks later, I ended up joining the cheerleading squad. And they said, oh, we're looking to probably go to Worlds, but we have to go for a trial. And I went, oh, okay. I've just become a mom. Is that all right? And they were like, yeah, let's see how it goes. So I ended up making the team. And she was 2 years old. And then after that, I decided to do ballet.
Oh my goodness.
Childhood dream, but not, just for fun. And then when I ended up turning 30, I woke up, really enjoyed my 30th. And I was like, something needs to be popping in my life. Wasn't sure it was going to be muscles, but, I was like, something needs to pop off. So I then decided to do random activities, decided to do trapeze, pole really hurt. I wasn't sure about that, but so I was like, okay. And then someone was like, oh, have you tried the gym? I was like, oh, no, I don't go gym. And they were like, oh, okay. And then I was like, let me try. But I ended up going to a class instead. So I actually looked at the weights and was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go to this circus class. So I went to the circus class for a good 4 months. and did not touch a weight. And it wasn't until 218, June 22nd, I remember the date, I picked up my first weight. I was trembling. I was like, why is this weight defeating me? Like, seriously? And then from there, things just switched. And then here I am.
And you're a fairly new pro. I mean, you turned pro at the Arnold UK, competed the next day, won, qualified for Olympia. Then you went to first Olympia.
Wait. Back up. You said you competed at the UK. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm like, I have to get this straight. The UK, you competed as an amateur?
Yes, that was the first time they ever saw me, was 4 weeks before, because they had to do a regional to qualify. That was the first time ever competing on an IFBB stage.
And then you turned pro that time, and then you went back, and then you did the Arnold?
No, the next day.
The next day.
So he changed the rules where if you get your pro card, because they do the amateur the day before, the pros have the option to compete on the pro stage the very next day. And she did that and won and qualified for Olympia. So in a 4-week, 5-week period, she did her
first pro show.
Won her pro show, qualified for the Olympia, then hits Olympia in December, places 5th. First time ever.
So this is just all brand new for you, although you've been doing all these other amazing things for so long. Wow, that's crazy. I just love the stories. I know. It's so fun.
So interesting.
Everyone has such a unique, story and journey. So now this is your third show then.
So this is my second year. So last year was me as amateur and pro, because I went amateur I went pro in 24 hours. So.
Yeah. Okay. 2022. So now we're talking 2023 is your second year, but it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's great. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's so fun.
Tamara, you've had a longer journey, but what I love is I knew about you because you competed, then you took a break. And then your first show back was when I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finally meet you. And I love it. Remember? I was like,
backstage. I don't know about you, but being backstage, I was like, yeah, that's Whitney.
I was doing the same. I'm like, you're back. And I love it. But tell us your history. Same type thing. Like, how did you get your start? Where did the break come in, and why? And why are you back and loving it and thriving?
Gosh, yeah. Well, that's a long one. I mean, when it comes to the world of fitness, dance, athleticism, I started early. Dance was my thing. Dance is my base. It's my heart. I started age 3, 4. One of those creative movement classes where the teacher kind of like you just have a little tutu on and you do whatever. And so that, I started there, and then I ended up going into a ballet school. So kind of 5, 6-ish, a professional ballet school. And then from there, my mom, I don't know why, but we went from the ballet school to something that had a little bit more than just ballet. So it was ballet, tap, and jazz. My mom said, if you want to do the fun stuff, to me, it was fun, jazz and tap, you have to do ballet. So that was the negotiation in our house. And I ended up dancing in our town, in our city, in our neighborhood. You just happen to have some amazing people on your street. I ended up dancing with Shelly 𝗬𝗪𝗐. Shelley is the mother of CZiDesign, who is a Tony Award-winning choreographer for So You Think You Can Dance Now. But Stacey and I, we grew up. We went to school together. Our carpool together. We danced together. So my dance background was very amazing and very strict in a sense, because Shelley only tolerated the best kind of thing. So it was never like the better people are in the middle and the so are at the sides. No, you all had to be fantastic. So that was, I did a lot of competitive dance early on, but I was also very sporty. And so I did all sorts of extracurricular activities. You name it, I did it. In my young, kind of early life, I did competitive dance, competitive swimming, synchronized and speed swimming.
Wow.
And yeah, and then gymnastics was like this little kind of thing at school, right? But fast forward a little bit, I still dance. I started teaching dance when I was 15. It was my first job. I ended up in high school doing every sport, basketball, volleyball. I was crap at volleyball, but man, I'm competitive. So because I was crap, it was like, oh no, I have to get better. So I got better at that. And then I was teaching a lot of dance through high school, definitely into my early 20s. And then in the middle of my 20s, I was having this, I didn't realize it at the time. I was working in consulting and I was having this quarter life crisis and I didn't understand. I was just mad at the world. And I realized that I love teaching, but I miss being on stage. So there was still this performance piece that I was lacking, that I just wasn't getting out. And I was looking for a stage that I could compete in. And at that time, So You Think You Can Dance was coming out. It was new. And they had an age limit. And for the first time in my life, I was old because I was about 26 and the age limit was 25. Yeah. I was like, what is this?
What?
I'm feeling great. This is not okay. So I ended up looking for a stage that I could compete in and be older. I found sport aerobics, like the world of sport aerobics. I thought, this is super cool, right? You remember all, and it still goes on today. Like, and I do all, it's amazing. And I entered something, but in Canada, there wasn't a lot of people competing. They called me and said, no, we just don't have enough people in the category. We got to scrap it. So then I ended up just still trying to find the stage that I could go on. And then I found a bodybuilding competition and this category called fitness. So I did my very first show in June 2005. I remember it was about a week before my birthday. And I had, after my birthday, I'm having a piece of salmon with a candle in it on my birthday. My friends were great. They were great. But yeah, so I did my first show in 2005, won it, loved it, and then just started to learn a little bit more about it. Did all sorts of things I could. I did fitness model, I did figure. I competed in fitness and figure at any show I could possibly do until they got to a point where, a long time ago, we had to do 2-piece browns, we had to do 1-piece browns.
Yep.
Right? So there's all this changeover that you have to do for both fitness and figure. And so the promoters they can't keep track of you only. So there was a moment where at one show, I didn't have enough time to warm up and I pulled my hamstring pretty bad. So I decided, all right, I'm going to choose and let me do fitness. Let me go as long as I can with fitness until my body just can't do it anymore. And then I'll go do another category. So 2005, first show, started climbing, started doing shows to just get more and climb the ranks of what was going on in Canada at the time, to get my pro card. At that time, there was only one show a year where you could get your pro card in Canada. There were a couple people ahead of me, Miriam Cates. And so I got my pro card in 2008. And then every year I wanted to step on that stage. I'll step on that pro stage, and every year after that, something was going on, something big. It was injuries, or I had a chest infection one year. It took me 5 months out of the year. I was out while they tried to figure it out. I was living in Australia for a number of years, and so there wasn't a fitness pro show over there at that time. So then there was like money, going halfway around the world, all sorts of things. And then I had just like Shelly, I had my first child in 2013. So had that. Then I decided, right after, my mom got sick just before. So had the child, moved across the world, came back to Canada, was helping her, thought I was going to get on stage, didn't happen then, had the next child. It was just kind of like, but every single step of the way, it was like that stage never left. Every day, every year, it never waned in my head that it wasn't going to happen. It was just more like, this time, okay, no, okay, we gotta wait. Damn it. Okay, next. Okay, we gotta wait. Okay. So 2017, I was hoping to actually come back for the Toronto show because that's my hometown. But I didn't want to just get there at all costs. So my body wasn't ready. So I didn't do that show. I ended up coming to Phoenix.
Yes.
And met Whitney, and that 2017 was my comeback show. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love it.
Determination. And
Yeah.
I mean, even for you, Shelley, I know you haven't competed as long, but you've been competing in other things and doing so many other skills. That's awesome. Both of your stories are so amazing. Goodness gracious. So I want to know, how did it feel when you actually got the invite for this Arnold? Shelley, how did that feel for you?
Right. I think I dropped my phone. Yeah.
And
I don't know. I just feel like...
How long ago did you get that invite? How many weeks ago?
It was 7 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes. 6th of January. I remember dates.
Yeah.
So you got the invite, and you, I guess, because I'm understanding there was a few weeks between Olympia and when the invites came out. So that was for you. How did that affect your Christmas time? Did you take some downtime, or were you just, going through it like you were getting the invite?
I took some downtime. I always take some downtime after a show. I believe it's important, especially because I, have a family. Obviously, I'm aware that I could potentially, go to the Arnolds because I did put in an application for it. But at the same time, family is everything to me, and I wanted to spend time with them. So I have a wonderful partner, daughter, my mom, who supports me immensely. And I really just wanted to, just spend a little quality time with them and then get going again when I know that I'm going to go again, So I've always believed in that. It's important to have downtime because it resets your mind, doesn't it? If you're just going, that's when you're most likely to crash. And I don't feel like crashing because I love what I do. So I will always have that time. And then make a plan from there.
Is your family coming to the Arnold with you?
Yes.
Yay.
My daughter can't come because of school here is a bit different how it works. But some of my family will be trying to come, and of course my partner will be coming as well. Yay. He's always there. So
that's awesome. What about you, Tamara? How was the Olympia? When did you find out, I guess, as well?
Yeah, so same time, about 7 weeks ago. It was always in the back of my mind because I was hoping we were going to find out just after the Arnold's, before Christmas. Would have been nice. But that's fine. It is what it is. So 7 weeks ago, it was in the back of my mind because I had applied for it. Wasn't sure because even though I did the Arnold's last year, which was amazing, an incredible honor, I still don't really know much about it, like how it works, how you're even selected. You just submitted, and it was like, okay, great, let's see. The break for me, I needed the break. So I was actually very sick at the Olympias. So I needed time to just recover. It was just to let that cold get through me and work its way. So I was kind of just had to rest and recover, which is fine. I didn't mind that at all.
Well, just so the back in the day of the late 90s, we didn't know how we were invited either. So like Whitney said earlier was it Ariel, like, you were getting an invite because you're the reigning world champ. So you should know, at least from that standpoint. But the other people, you don't know, right? You're like, maybe. But well, congratulations. If we haven't said it yet, congrats on the invite. It is a prestigious invite, and only so many get the invite. And every year, you think about how many years has it been going. I'm not good with math, but for fitness itself, because like I said, it was 1997 was the first Fitness International. And so that one, and now where are we now? So how many has that been? So first one. But that's fun. That's really fun. So so how do you, Tamara, how do you come up with your routines? And do you do themes or do you not do themes? Like what is your inspiration with the routine part?
Um, for me, it's something very intangible, the inspiration. And there's no formula. It's something I need something to hit me. And I will look for something to hit me. And it either hits me soon or it hits me too close to a show. either way, it has to hit me. It hits me. I've never done a show where it hasn't. So it's more like I'll always feel rhythm. So I love music. I'm always listening to music. I tap into all kinds of genres. I love to, Spotify, not endorsing it, but I mean, it's super great in the fact that it just serves you up all sorts of things you might be. So I love that. Find a lot of new stuff. And just like I just look to see where my vibe kind of hits these beats. What's making me move, and then if it's a song or a combination of songs, yeah, I just look for something that's gonna get me going. And then I'll figure out how to put all the pieces and the layers on top, how I'm connecting to judges and the audience and my moves and my skills, what I'm good at or what I'm working on or the things I'm trying to hide and who knows. But yeah, it's always, and it's usually music driven for me.
Yeah.
Are you coming up with a whole new routine from the Olympia? Or are you using your Olympia with tweaks?
I'm using the Olympia with tweaks because, essentially, I want to actually just do what I wanted to do at the Olympia. On stage, in the entire time I was going through it, I actually had to dial down moves because of what I was feeling with or how much breath I couldn't get in the moment. Okay. So there were some moves I just couldn't hit, and it was just they were on spot decisions. Oh, I can't do that move. It's going to be this move right now. So I just really wanted to do the routine justice, my choreography justice. I just wanted to complete what I actually choreographed in my head and show it on stage. And then the people especially my team that came together, Karen from CZiDesign, who made my costume. Like, I don't really want to do it justice.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I know that feeling. What about you, Shelley? How do you come up with your routines, or do you have help? And do you do themes, non-themes? And do you pick are you doing the same routine from the Olympia or all new?
I am doing a brand new routine.
Woo, okay.
And I work closely with Whitney.
Yeah.
So it's a secret what a routine is, but
we won't ask any other questions.
Yeah. So as you know, I am in my second year and I went immediately to Whitney because I know, how she is in fitness. She's like the mama of fitness.
Yeah.
And I said, right, I need to be put in her capable hands to see me through this because I don't know what I'm doing.
all this skill set, you need someone to help put it together, huh? Bring all the skill sets together.
Exactly.
Yes.
She's very talented, as is obvious. But yeah, it's fun to work with her. I have to say this because, again, I think she's so new to the sport, but she just doesn't even realize like her potential and her talent. And so I was like, oh, well, you can do X, Y, Z. She's like, no, I don't think I can do those skills. I'm like, yeah, let's try it. And I mean, she's like, oh, wow, okay. But that's what's so fun about our sport, the fitness division. Everyone's different. Yeah. Everyone has different styles. We love different genres of music. You have someone who's a break dancer. You have someone who's a cheerleader, a gymnast. You have someone like Tamara who's got all these different varieties of dance background. It makes our industry, our division so exciting to watch because everyone comes up with some completely different stuff. And it's all about entertainment and fire and excitement. And I mean, these two that we have on with us right now, they bring the fire.
But you forgot an adjective, glamour. Because you got the fire, you got the entertainment, but then you still have all the glamour, right? Yes. And these amazing physiques that are super lean. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because I remember how hard that was to come in just right for routine and just right for physique. And it's a very thin line So maybe, Shelley, do you want to talk on that a little bit? Like, how do you, maybe you just turn it all over to Whitney and Damien and do whatever they say, but how has that been for you? Because, well, this is your first kind of big undertaking of these shows that, you know, and I don't know how lean you had to be, you know, in theory for, and, you know, depleted and all that for the physique type, you know, look, because now you're actually performing and you have to have a round that shows your physique in a certain way. So how has that been different for you specifically? Because you come from all these other sports that maybe you need to, you know, you're athletic and all that, but you don't have to be super lean and depleted.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's such a difference. So how has that been for you and your performances and mentally about it?
Well, it's been a journey because when I first started building, I was very slim. I think I was under 100 pounds if I do the metrics right, because we work in kg over here. And so I was a gymnast who just ate a bunch of sugar, did my routine, was like, oh, okay, let's go to the next competition, you know, and just learn from that. I never really got bogged down if I use that word. Gosh, I never got down or sad, let's say, if I didn't do as well as I thought. I just used it as a learning tube. And as long as I improved from, you know, performance to performance, then that's all that made me happy because I loved what I do. So when I decided to then join, you know, fitness, and I was like, oh, okay, so now I have this muscle, and then you got to what? I've got to throw this around. I was like, okay. So in my head, I thought to myself, and I'll tell you a story. In my head, I thought, yeah, okay, just bring back your old skills, you know, just warm up for about 2 hours and then just get going. So one of my gymnasts was like, oh, because I did gymnastics coaching. And I'm also a judge so for gymnastics at the time. And I was like, okay, so now I'm doing bodybuilding. I'm going to do this routine. They were like, wow, because they always wanted to know what I did as well, because they said it inspired them. So I said, okay, I'll share with you what I'm doing. And then I thought, oh, I want to do a forward walkover again. And they were like, oh, you can so do that. I was like, yeah, okay, let me go for it. You know, I landed splat. Just
the muscle changes things.
Yes. Yeah, so I was like, this is going to be more tricky than I thought. So had all these visions in my head and I was like, nope, okay, erase them, you got to start again. So that's basically what I did. But you know what, it comes back quickly. So I just had to adapt to the fact that I had muscle, and I'm no longer under 100 pounds. I am like 150 at the time. So I was like, okay, so it was just trying to get my head around, you know, trying to work out my new body and then obviously then a new skill set as well. Because when I've been working with Whitney, she's taught me quite a bit of, like, yeah, I would say new skills that have come from skills that I probably did know, but I just didn't know, if that makes sense. So we've really worked on that. And it's been amazing, you know, journey trying to figure out my body again. But then what came with that was power, because I was actually known as a graceful gymnast, very light. So now I'm very boom. So I was like, where's this come from? So it's just trying to, you know, adapt to that. And that's how I am in the gym as well. You know, I work with power. So so it's just trying to get my, you know, head around that. And then obviously the food, which was the biggest for me, because I consumed a lot. I was slim, but I was cranking it. I was cranking it. I was eating every minute. So it was just trying to, you know, home that in terms of what I can eat in order to have the maximum energy to get through a routine and weight training as well, especially when you're about to go to a show. Now that's a whole different ball game. So, you know, you feel very different. So you might think you have all this energy, but you don't. So I just had to, you know, work my way through that. But I have to say, it's been built up so nicely for me. You know, I just wanted to go from show to show and, you know, just like Tamara, be like, okay, I want to get this routine right now, because, you know, the routine never goes right. You know, so I just have to do the best that I can at this time. And then we go back and then have a look and see if I can keep building and building and building. So that's pretty much what I've done in terms of, 'cause I haven't done many shows. So I just used what I had and then built on it in terms of, you know, how to get my physique looking a certain way and then how to get my routine looking a certain way in terms of the energy. So hopefully, let's see how this goes. But I just want to improve. So whatever I did on the Olympia stage, I'm looking to improve it for this stage, and then I just go from there, really, and just have fun. I just want to have fun. I love having fun.
That's one thing I do love about Shelley is, like, even as a new athlete, it's tough because there's pressure, right? People get so nervous. She has the time of her life, and it's like she is enjoying all the little things. And I just wish so many new athletes could experience that. In December, it was her first Olympia. And so many people miss out on the gold that's there and the once in a lifetime opportunity because they're so nervous. And it's like, what if you never get back to Olympia and you had one shot and you just don't even enjoy it? That's how she is. She's fun. She's energized. She's supportive of everyone. And again, that's kind of what our fitness division's like. Everyone is super excited for the others. And that's where we're different, I think. Everyone's always like, I want to be part of the fitness girls. Well, yeah, we're the cool kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all the fun energy. So we're Tamara, we are a week away. Why don't you share with us when you're actually arriving to the Arnold and what does your schedule look like for this next week? And then will you be at any booths if fans want to meet you?
Yeah. So we've got just a week. I'm off on Wednesday, so I'll be flying into Columbus on Wednesday. I'm there Wednesday to Sunday. And right now, it's funny because every prep is different. Every lead up is different. I'm one of those people. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm one of those where, like, nothing is ever the same. So this time for me, it's funny because I was looking at myself today. Everything was a little bit different going into trying to really, peak for next week. So for me, this next couple of days, this is to me this is the boring part for me. This is where, like, I can't really do too much training because, like, traditional training, like, I'm not a bicep tricep girl. So this is where my training starts to get less and less. And really, what choices do I have? Routine or cardio? So, and I'm at that point where I also don't like to kill myself with cardio either. I don't do that. But today was a rest day. Tomorrow I will be practicing routine. Then I'll probably either on the weekend have one of those days where I'll do a little bit of a full body kind of all over, pump, stretch, that sort of thing. I might get one back session in, and then might hit kind of some bits and pieces on routine next Tuesday before I go. That's really it. It's really just trying to make sure I don't get so bored that all I do is stare at the bridge.
And then you show up Wednesday. We have athletes meeting.
Show up Wednesday. Yep. And then I'll be at the athletes meeting and meet the athletes, meet the that event. And then I don't have a time yet, but I will be by the B-Fit apparel booth at some point through the weekend. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure you'll be putting that on social media for people that want to come here. Yep.
Yeah.
And do you have any sponsors that you'd like to say thank you to or announce?
Yes, absolutely. I'd definitely love to thank my bikini sponsor, Stoned by Tanya, my fabulous routine costume, which is CHP Designs, and Karen. I've got the boys over at Iron Attitude weightlifting belts that make sure this midsection is getting a little bit better. Nice and tight, and also very supported, so they're really fabulous. I also have a couple of great, facilities that let me just run around and play around. So there's Move Inspired Gymnastics over in Clearwater, as well as Cell 360. They let me come in there and play around. And I mean, there's a number of other people on my team, but definitely wanted to make sure I mentioned them. They're the ones really making sure I get through my days this time around.
That's awesome. Shelley, what about you? When do you arrive? And are you going to be at any booths or anything for people to meet you there at the Arnold?
I will arrive on Saturday. So I fly out early Saturday morning. I have about, I think, a 12-hour journey. So
Yeah.
from the UK.
Right.
And I will just the same. Not going to go too strenuous this week because I don't want to be sore. B, I want to be limber. So lots of stretching, posing, and I will go through my routine. Just make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going. Make sure, skills are good. So, but nothing too much. So once I hit a skill, I'll be happy with that. And then we move on.
Yeah.
So in terms of weight training, again, a pump up, work on a whole body, full body workout as I always do just before. So I do rest the day before, of course. I don't do anything whatsoever. And my cardio, again, will be gymnastics and routine work. And then I will just home in on specific body parts as well, like for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then that's it. Then I'm ready to go and then just rest up.
Do you have any sponsors that you'd like to make a shout out for?
I have a few. Yeah. Well, I have my bikini sponsor. I have my protein sponsor. I have.
Who are they?
Shout
them out.
Oh, I have Bikini BKB. Sorry, I'm so new.
Bikini I know you forget.
BKB. I have 10X Athletic. I have Backstage Makeovers. I have Liquid Sun Rays. I also have my prep coach, Louise Rogers. I have Whitney, who does my fantastic routines. And I have my wonderful family, because to be fair, I wouldn't be here without them. And my wonderful partner, daughter, my mom. And yes, if I miss anyone out, anyone who supports me as well, they always encourage me, send me wonderful messages, or see me and support me as well. So thank you.
That's awesome. Hey, Whitney, I've got a question for you quick. This is our last group of fitness amazing athletes for the international. So how important do you feel the actual posing outside of the routine? Because all 6 people we've talked about, all the routines, but all the other athletes that I talk to with Wellness and Bikini, of course, talk about a lot about their posing. So how important is it in fitness right now for the posing piece, and how much do you feel like in general, because I know you work with so many of the athletes, do they practice that posing part that's for the presentation with the physique round?
The posing is totally important. It is. Here's what I'll say though, and it's very different for fitness. So for anyone who doesn't know, 2/3 of your scoring is based on routine. 1/3 is posing. So it's important, but if you have to choose between the two, you've got to focus a lot more time on the routine, because that's where you can stand out. However, pre-judge is just your 2-piece. That's just the physique round, and that's posing. It's notoriously said, if you can't stand out in that physique round, it's going to be hard shot that you're going to be looked at in the routine round unless you just blow everyone away. So that's where it's tough. Now, again, there are people, like you heard Tiffany when she was talking about, she had placed basically in
13th or 16th or something.
Yeah. So she didn't fare as well in the physique round, but she came out with a stellar routine, got 4th in the routine round. That gave her a 5th place spot. So it does happen, but notoriously, it's very difficult to make up a score with your routine when you are as high in that physique round. So whether it's physique or posing, but the important thing is this sport's about smoke and mirrors. Let's be real. So even if you don't have the most bomb physique, how you showcase it changes everything. Girls tend to overpose, underpose, they wobble, they do too much, the hair play. It's just like, keep it in control, focus on the basics, show up your physique, hope to get in that first call out. If you're not in the first call out, you can be, at least close. Now the Arnold's better. There's only 9. So it's going to be hard not to be recognized in the physique round. Whereas if you're at the Olympia and these other divisions, I mean, if you don't stand out in that first call out, but it's not to say you can't make it up in the routine round, because it happens all the time. Yeah. But you're not going to make drastic improvements. So you have to do both. That's why our division's so hard.
How many how many athletes were at the Olympia on stage for fitness?
Well, we had a few pull out, and I believe there was 19. I think 17.
17
on
17,
stage.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, or there was 20 because Oksana, Arika, and then Alex all had to pull out within 24 hours of the Olympia. So it was, yeah, it was kind of rough, but that was the biggest that it's been in, gosh, pretty, I'd say 10 years for fitness.
That's awesome. Well, ladies, I'd never say best of luck because I'm not a luck person, but I will say best of skill. You work way too hard, and I know that you've all been training exceptionally hard for this show and working, just on every little detail. So best of skill. God bless you both, that you stay healthy, that you have that energy and the glow and have fun with this. I wish I could be there to give you guys hugs, but here's a virtual hug from me.
Yep.
And and be sure and give give her one for me too, because I won't get to be there this year. I got to be there last year, but I'm going to a horse show this year.
Oh yes,
that sounds great.
Right? I need to probably let you guys go because I think Whitney, you got to go pick up your boys, right?
Mom mode back in. I mean,
mom
as you guys,
for everyone, yeah. So
athletes who are in mom mode all the time as well. So I know.
Oh yeah,
get it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been telling my kids, I'm like, you guys got to be quiet because these things pick up everything.
Totally.
Just the last thing, just Tamara, how do you find you on Instagram? What is how can people find you?
Yep. My Instagram is my name @Tamara Vahn, TAMARAVAHN. That's me on pretty much every platform. I am the one and only. If there's anyone out there with that name, it's not real.
That's me.
And Shelley, how do people find you?
I am Shelley Fitness, IFBB Pro.
Awesome. That's fun. And such a new one. I love it. Well, we had such a fun time with you, wonderful athletes. Thank you so much. Thanks for making the time.
Thanks, ladies.
This time next week, you're going to be there.
And
into meeting the athletes and going to meet the fans. Have a wonderful, wonderful trip to the Arnold. And I'll be with you there in spirit.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think we're ready. I think this is it, right?
Yes, let's go. Let's go
do this. We'll have a good time. We're going to show everybody what we do. And, that's the best part of all of this, especially the Arnold. We just get to, just be there and shine and show everybody what we do, what we're capable of. We are, I don't want to swear, but we are bad. I'll just leave it there. Love this sport. Love this division. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tamara. Whitney, thank you so much for your time and just appreciate you and bring all these awesome athletes together. And I know you've got to run and you've got to go put your mom cap on now.
Yep. You know it.
I wish I could see you at the Arnold, but I know you're going to have a great time there. And
good luck at the horse show.
Thank you. It's going to be fun.
Yes. And thanks. This was so awesome. The girls were so excited.
It was. Thank you, Whitney.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Yeah. Let me know when you get your Egg White International and your hemp helps.
Okay.
I hope you get it before you take off. And if you have any aches, you can just kind of.
I know. I'll need it.
All right.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, everyone. That was awesome. I've had such a great time this week interviewing all the international athletes between wellness, bikini, and now fitness. And what a joy for me to get to meet all of these new ladies online. So it's so amazing that if I was at the Arnold, I wouldn't have got to meet all of these fabulous athletes, much less hear about their story. Because, once you get there, it's just like chaos with all the time. So even if I had gone, I wouldn't have been able to, or was going, I wouldn't be able to meet all of these athletes. So what a joy for me to get to do that. And just have all the co-hosts between Roxy Thunder with the wellness, and of course, Wendy, who they didn't have Figure International this year. So she came in and helped with the bikini interviews, co-hosting, and of course today with Whitney and the fitness athletes. So thank you guys so much for joining here at the Monica Brant Show. We've got more guests coming up the next few weeks, so please be sure to tune back in, check out. And we have so many. I've got over 200 interviews here on the channel. So if you're just tuning in or you haven't heard about this, maybe you're just hearing this on Insta or on Twitter now. If you go to YouTube, The 𝗦𝗽cije Brant Show, I've got, starting back in April of 2020, I interviewed Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia. So this has been a journey for me. It's been really amazing for me to step into this place, which I had never done before, of interviewing people. And I've been able to talk to so many of the athletes that have helped build this industry, men and women, media people, people that helped run Muscle and Fitness back in the day, like editors. It's just amazing. What a joy. I have brought this out. This is kind of in the background, but I just thought I had to have it out for my inspiration. This is second place at the Arnold Fitness International 1998. So,
hey guys, if you've enjoyed the 𝗦𝗽cije Brant Show, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, and if you have any ideas or suggestions for the show, comment below and I'm happy to get back to you.